your pamphlet. All right, it says it can happen to you. It starts off with what's your name. If I'm a police officer and I see you and I ask you, Robert. No, and I ask you, what's your name? You tell me, right? But you won't tell me just Robert. You tell me your whole name, right? That way, they can properly identify you. Okay? They're gonna ask you, where do you live? Come on.
About 15 through on First Segovia Drive, apartment 220.
I was really, I really didn't want you to give me a real address. I want you to just maybe say 123 anywhere street, right? But that's fine. Appreciate it. At least you know where you stay. Now, let me ask you. It's a lot. You laughing, but it's a lot of young people that don't know their address.
That's what dog call it.
Right? It's a lot of people that don't know their address nor their telephone number. Listen, it's important that you know that information. Okay? Because if you are ever stopped by the police, you are going to need to know that information. Especially with you young guys, you don't have identification cards, so they can't identify you. Right? You're a minor. Okay? So as being a minor, you need to make sure that you have the information stored in your head for your protection. Understand that?
Mr. Rob, let me cut you off.
Go for it.
I came in contact with a lot of young kids. A lot of them don't really know their address because some situations where a lot of them move a lot. Their parents move a lot, so it's kind of hard for them to. So if you have a situation where you move a lot, if you carry anything, a wallet or a purse, always write your new address down and keep it somewhere in your wallet on your person. Just in case something may come up, you'll know exactly your address and where you live.
Perfect. That is true. And then the last question, have you got any identification? Right, what is identification? Somebody tell me, what is an identification?
Like an ID or something.
An ID. What kind of identification do you currently have as student?
Badges.
Badges, right? You can say, hey, so here you go, sir. Here's my student ID. So that does two things. One, it recognizes a face with a name. And then two, it lets the officers know that you are a student. You're not an adult. So they have to treat you a little differently, right? At least you would like to be treated a little differently, knowing that you're a minor and that you're underage. But is that always the case? Not in America, right? So I want you to understand that you really have to be on your game if you're approached by the police, okay? Understanding that. You also have to know your rights. Do you know your rights as a citizen when you're approached by the police?
Yes.
Yes. Tell me some of your rights. What do you know?
Like, if you pull up, like if the police pull up and tell you to stop your car now, you try to, when they come up, they got their badge number. You got to get the badge number, identification on the back of the car, and try to ask them what their name is, and like remember all you can.
Okay. I mean, you got some good information, young man. All right, but let me ask you. Tell me this. Let me know this. Why would a police officer stop you?
If he feels like you're doing something wrong.
He has a reason. He thinks. What is it called?
Probable
cause, right? Probable cause.
Yes, to his discretion.
Let's talk about that subject. Probable cause. It looks different everywhere, right? But I mean, let's talk about the differences in probable cause. Let's take, for example, a car, right? I drive a 2007 Honda CRV, right? Now, Grady may drive a 2005, let's say, Cadillac Estiville. He got rims, and he got tins in the back, and he's bumping. We're going down the same highway. I got tickets and warrants. But this guy, he's clean, right? But who
they gonna pull up
would, hold on, listen, calm down. But who, as a police officer, as society, as in your viewpoint, who would the police pull over first? Grady, right? Why?
Because he's more of a description of like,
So you would consider him a thug or a felon?
Right.
Actually, he was on to something. He didn't stop what he was about to say.
Robert, go ahead
They could consider him. Basically somebody with some rims and things like that. They can consider him as a drug dealer, something like that. So basically, they gonna try to pull him over because he fits the description.
Right.
Okay.
Because one thing you have to realize too, they run a lot of data on different vehicles. You know, let's say, I know a while back about 2 or 3 years ago, they would always say, police will pull over red cars because they were known for speeding. So most times they have a lot of data collected saying this particular type of car is always, whenever it's pulled over, most likely 80% of the time this car has been involved some type of drug transaction or some type. So they're gonna pull those type of cars over just because of what's gathered in data.
No. That's completely correct. They have data that's out there, that's been out there. But I tell you what, if you get caught in a Honda Accord, they're not gonna likely pull you over. But if you're in a Cadillac, say an Escalade, now I'm gonna keep it 100 real with you. They looking at you like, what are you doing in the Cadillac Escalade? Let me run his plates. Okay? Say it again. That's a stereotype, but it is sometimes perceived as reality, and it's sad. You might just sign $1 million deal with the Cowboys, but you driving this Cadillac Escalade, you still might get pulled over by the police. Now, I'm gonna ask you, as a person that just signed this $1 million contract, that got this Escalade, that just now got pulled over by the police. I'm coming to your window. I'm the officer. How are you going to approach the officer, Cedric? You gonna listen what he says? You're not gonna be mad.
I'm asking him what's the problem.
Okay, Juan.
Well, I think like he's right, but like you want to make sure like you say in like a tone that he won't feel like you trying to be smart or something like that.
Okay. So we want to make sure we watch our tonality, right? We're not gonna when I roll down the window, I'm not gonna be like, what? Right? I'm not gonna be disrespectful. What do you want? Right? Man, don't you see I just signed this man? You don't know who I am? Right? I'm Cedric Bifford. I just signed a $2 million contract with the Cowboys. Right? You gotta watch what you say. You gotta watch how you handle yourself in that situation. Have you ever, who plays a sport in here? Okay, who plays a sport, right? Do you guys ever feel that the spotlight is on you when you have the ball?
Yeah.
Right? I want you to think about when you get pulled over by the police, the spotlight is on you. And everything that you do and that you say can be what?
On the news.
It can be on the news, but it can what?
Follow you around.
It can be used against you in where?
In the
Court.
In the court of law, right? So you have to make sure you're in a mind frame of, okay, let me make sure I check my attitude. Let me make sure I check how I utilize my words, my body position. Now, it's kind of crazy that you got to go through all of this just for a routine police stop. But we live in 2016, okay? I'm going to teach you how to protect yourself because I'm pretty sure all these guys in here, we got stories, man. We got stories of being pulled over by the police, and we got some unhappy stories to share with you. But today we're going to teach you how to protect yourself. And number one is attitude. Attitude is going to determine your altitude. Attitude is going to make that officer's tension level high or low. And it all depends on you. Now, what we're going to talk about next is when you are stopped by the police in a car. Because that's 90%, right? I mean, I see cops pulling over other individuals in a car.